Good morning. Please stand and join us in singing our gathering song, We're Unity. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning, good morning. Oh, hello. Welcome to Unity of Stewart, and happy Father's Day to the fathers who are in the room and to all of you fathers who are online. For the fathers who are in the room, there is a balloon arch out there with some balloons on the top that say Happy Dad's Day. That was left to us yesterday. For those of you who may not know, we rent our sanctuary to the Seventh-day Adventist group, who meet here on Saturday morning, into early Saturday afternoon, actually. And they brought that yesterday and then asked me if I'd like to keep it for today to honor the dads in the room. So if you'd like to get your picture taken under that balloon arch, you can just ask anybody to take your picture under there. If you're here by yourself, certainly that. And so once again, happy Father's Day to everyone in the room and everyone online. And of course, happy Sunday to everyone on Facebook and YouTube. As always, we're glad you are here. And as always, we have with us the Joyful Noise Band and Choir. And today our music features Sophia Denning-Campbell. And she's singing a song that I think you sang in 2020. I don't know. She sang up before, but not this year. And it's called I Am Light. And welcome to anybody who might be here today for the first time. If you are in the room for the first time today and you would like to receive a welcome packet, you can raise your hand if you feel comfortable doing that, and Ricky or Chuck will be delighted to give you a welcome packet. All right, nobody in the room for the first time. If you are in the room for the first time and you would like to pick up a welcome packet, you can pick one up on the way out. They're on the left-hand side as you go out the sanctuary doors. And if you are online, you can email us for a welcome packet at that address right there, admin@unityofstewart.org. Also, if you're in the room and you'd like to share a welcome packet with somebody, feel free to take one or two if you want to evangelize for Unity of Stewart in this way of living and thinking. Oh, and there's our board of directors. And our boardie of the day is Pete Keelan, and he's standing right in the back of the room back there, and of course you see his lovely face there. And Pete is one of the strong pillars of our community, as many of you are, and as a boardie of the day, he is here to be of service. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like information about, Pete will be happy to answer you or to find the answer for you. And there are our prayer chaplains today. And we have some prayer chaplains that are traveling, and Nancy Bach is in Paris. Connie Cox is at home recovering from a knee replacement. Hope you feel better real soon, Connie, and we'd love to see you back here in the sanctuary. I think Robert is traveling, Bertha is traveling, and Pat is home today, and so is Sue. Audrey is the only chaplain here, but she's not prayer chaplain of the day. I am. So I'll be in the sanctuary after I say hi to everybody who's in here, and then I'll hang out in the sanctuary for a little while if you'd like some personal prayer. And alternatively, or as well as, you can email us. That's an email that comes to me confidentially, prayer@unityofstewart.org. And you can also call the 24/7 prayer line back at the home office, or otherwise known as the mothership, at the Silent Unity prayer line at that number there. And as always, and every Sunday, we invite you to join our Joyful Noise Choir. Everyone is welcome. The rehearsals are Tuesday evenings at 6 to 7 p.m. And just to let you know, it's just one other maybe important thing about service on the choir is that they get here at 9:30 in the morning. So if you're an early riser and that really works for you, you can come and join our choir. And you can get more information from our choir master during Pariba. And you can also sign up at the information table. And here is the new thing we're doing. It begins on July 2nd. It is a meditation and healing circle with Dr. Dave and Mary DeSano. Mary is an energy healing practitioner, and Dr. Dave was a school psychologist for over 25 years and taught meditation countless times to groups. And what their healing circle will be, a meditation, different kinds of meditation, every class. And if you desire, Mary will do a hands-off healing, go around the room and do hands-off healing. And that begins, as I said, on July 2nd. And we're trying something new this time. We're going to do an afternoon session one week and an evening session the next week. So there is a schedule in the foyer that you'll have all the dates for both. And so if you'd like to get a text to remind you of what it is on that day, if you lose your schedule or you just want a text to remind you that it's happening, please sign up on the information table and give us your phone number. And those texts will go out probably the day before the healing circle. So thank you to Dr. Dave and to Mary. And we're offering that on a love offering. So no one will be turned away, and a basket will be passed, and that's the end of that meditation and healing circle. So it's time for dedication. Can you tell I gave absolutely no thought to today's dedication? So the first week when we entered into this Giving World, this book by Robin Wall Kimmerer, who will forthwith be known as Robin throughout the lesson, Braiding Sweetgrass, we took this dive into nature and our relationship with nature. The first week was about the giving, the actual giving of the world, the abundance in the world. Last week is that everything in our natural world is our relation. That there is, in the Potawatomi language, no one is nothing and no one is an it. It's all a who. And so today we're talking about sacred exchange and what it means to be in the flow of the giving world. So I invite you to join me today in the flow, and in the flow and what it looks like for you to be in the flow of the giving world. I give to the world, and good returns to me. I give to the world, and good returns to bless me. Nature shows me how this works every day. A tree drops its leaves, and the forest floor turns them into rich soil that feeds new growth. A river gives itself to the sea, and the sea gives it back as rain. Even the bee that gathers pollen for itself ends up pollinating the very flowers it depends on. Giving and receiving aren't separate acts. They're one continuous flow, and we are part of that flow as well. As we give, we also receive. This applies not only to material giving, but to the giving of my time and attention. Such giving may not always be visible, but the return is there. Just as sure as the seed that gives itself to the ground and comes back as 100 more. I may bring joy to someone in one moment and receive joy in a completely different circumstance. In helping a friend find a job, I can realize growth in my own career. Like the natural world, my giving doesn't disappear. It changes shape and finds its way back to me. I am grateful for every chance to share with the people and the world around me. And let's take a deep breath. And just focusing on what it is, what it means to be in the flow, giving and receiving, the pleasure in giving, the joy in receiving, as we give to the world and good returns to bless us. And so it is. And let's affirm our affirmation together. I give to the world, and good returns to bless me. And let's take that deep breath, anchoring this affirmation as we affirm one more time together. I give to the world, and good returns to bless me. And so it is. Amen. And as we prepare for meditation, let's sing.
That's what happens when some use a capo and others don't. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. And we breathe. And find a comfortable position wherever we're at. And relax into that space. And if you're comfortable, I invite you to gently close your eyes. And take a full breath in and release it. One more, if you please. Relaxing shoulders. And one more, deep conscious breath. And fully settle. And let's be here now. In this breath. In this holy space that we co-create together. In the power and the presence of love and of peace.
We live in a giving, generous world. A world that breathes and belongs and holds us. And we are part of that world. We are part of that sacred exchange. And as we have been doing in this series and in these meditations, I invite you to notice your breath, the natural rhythm, and to notice that breathing is reciprocal. You inhale and the world gives you what you need. You exhale and you give back what the world needs. Back and forth, give and receive and give. We've been doing this our whole lives without even thinking about it. Sacred exchange. And I invite you now to bring into your mind something that sustains you. It could be food, clean water, sunlight, or the simple fact of having a body that works. Receive that for a moment. Someone grew that food. Rain fell on that soil. The sun showed up without being asked. I invite you to breathe into that reciprocity. And as we dive deeper, I invite you to allow the words you hear to become the words of your own mind and heart this morning. I am part of the sacred exchange, part of the circulation. Every breath I take is a receiving. Every breath I release is a return. I am a part of something that has always included me. I am in the flow of life. And in another deep breath, I let that truth move through me. And I feel it settle in my body. I am part of the sacred exchange. I am in the flow, in the quiet. And as we are in this sacred exchange, this flow of love and of life, I invite us to bring into our awareness all of those who are on our prayer list here at Unity of Stewart, and all of those who are in our hearts and minds this morning. Any person, any situation, any living, breathing thing. Seeing each one in the flow of life, in the flow of giving and receiving. Each one cared for, each one lifted up, each one blessed. And if you'd like to speak their names out into this holy space, now's the time. And releasing all to the flow, I invite you to join me in praying this in the name and the nature and the light and the love of the divine oneness that embraces us all. And so it is. Amen. And here's my girl.
No.
Oh no, we're singing something else now. Before my girl.
Happy Father's Day.
So one of the lines in that song is something about being part of the star, which is so true. We are stardust. We're made of stardust. What is that song? We are stardust, we are golden, right? Another song, we are made literally of stardust. And as we are made literally of stardust, we cannot help but be in the flow. We are in that flow of life, of that giving and receiving. And we are on week 3 of our series based on the book Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And we talked about in the first week, as I said earlier, we sat with the idea that the world is fundamentally generous. And that gratitude isn't a feeling that we manufacture. It's a recognition of something that is already true. That the world is a giving world, full and abundant, and here for us. Week 2, we asked who else is in here with us? Who else is in this generous world? And looked at the relationships that we have with nature and all that is. That is everything is alive. And they are our relations. And this week, Robin brings us to the question that arises from all of that. If this is all true, the world is generous, it gives continuously and extravagantly and without conditions. If everything is alive, do we owe anything in return? And in the book, she has an emphatic yes to that. I'm taking this lesson from the chapter that she wrote in the book called The Honorable Harvest. And she grew up learning that tradition. It's a set of guidelines that indigenous peoples developed over thousands of years of living in close relationship with the land, with nature. And these guidelines govern how you take from the living world in a way that honors what you're taking from. So the guidelines go something like this. Ask permission before you take. Take only what you need. Never take more than half, leaving enough for the living thing to recover and regenerate. Use everything you take, nothing going to waste, and give something back. Say thank you and share what you have been given. So as I've been reading this book, and I'm thinking, oh, can we do that in this century? Can we do that in this 21st century? Right? How does that even work? You know, it sounds good, but maybe it's not so practical. So let's look at what the guidelines actually assume about the world. They assume that the plants and the animals and the forests we take from are not objects. They're our relations. We are related to and with them. They have something like agency, she writes, something like preference. Something like the capacity to give or withhold. Asking permission before we take isn't a performance. It's a relationship, right? I wouldn't walk up to Allie and say, and just give, and just take something she's holding. I would say, oh, I love that. Do you mind giving that to me? And if I know Allie, she would say, here you go. Right? And then I would say, thank you. We acknowledge what we're about to take from the who, not a what. I wonder how, I'll just keep this personal, I wonder how my life would change if I could do that on a consistent basis. You know, the one thing I do consistently when I get in bed at night, I say, thank you, God, for my bed. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yet, I don't say, I have up until now, I haven't said thank you to the food on my plate. I sometimes say, thank you, God, for this food on my plate. But do I say thank you to the actual vegetables, to the actual food that is on my plate? So that's where we ended up last week in terms of being in relationship. And this week we build on that because if everything is alive, and if everything breathes and belongs and participates in a web of mutual care, then the way we take from the world matters. Not just ecologically, but spiritually as well. So the honorable harvest is a spiritual discipline because it's an environmental practice and it's also a spiritual practice. But we absorbed this way of taking as we were growing up. It's what we learned. There's no shame, there's no blame in this. It's what we learned growing up. Some of us learn, take what you can get. More is better than less. Efficiency means extracting maximum value from minimum input. Nature exists to serve human ends. Time is money. And if you don't take it, someone else will. So those aren't fringe ideas. That's what our country was founded on, right? That's explaining capitalism, right? It's the systems that we live in, the economic, the agricultural, the political. That's the systems we live in. And often personal. So that training of getting what you can goes deep for many of us. It shapes how we relate to the natural world, for sure, but it also shapes how we relate to each other, how we treat our own bodies, how we spend our attention, and what we believe we deserve. When getting is the baseline, we stop noticing what we're taking from. We stop asking whether this rate of taking is sustainable. We stop asking what we might give back. And we definitely have stopped asking permission. She writes about this directly. You know what? I have something in here that I wanted to read to you, but I don't have my note about where in the lesson I wanted to read it. So let me look and see what it says. She writes in the book. So she says, she's talking about giving back and about living through the photosynthesis of others, of the plants, living through that photosynthesis. So she says, so instead, I live vicariously through the photosynthesis of others. I am not the vibrant leaves on the forest floor. I am the woman with the basket. And how I fill it is a question that matters. If we are fully awake, a moral question arises as we extinguish the other lives around us on behalf of our own. Whether we are digging wild leeks or going to the mall, how do we consume in a way that does justice to the lives that we take? So in New Thought teaching, there's something called the law of circulation. The principle is that life isn't a fixed quantity to be hoarded, it's a flow to be participated in. What moves freely multiplies. What gets grasped and clutched and hoarded stagnates. So abundance isn't about accumulating things. It's about something you stay in relationship to as you're living in the flow, as you freely give and receive. So that's pretty close to the honorable harvest. Both are saying we're part of a system. We're part of the system. We're not outside of it managing it. We're in it. And the health of the system depends upon whether we're taking and receiving in right proportion, whether we're giving and receiving in right proportion. So we don't have to earn life. But I think it behooves us to ask the question, what am I taking from the world and what am I putting back? What am I offering? It's not about being guilty about it. It's an assessment, a gentle assessment of whether we're in alignment with the way our world needs us to be, whether it's the way life actually works in the natural world. And so, we give and receive. We take and return. We inhale and we exhale. Everything alive does this. The ones that stop, that only take and never returned, are called parasites. Right? And parasites, unchecked, eventually destroy the host they depend on. Let's take a deep breath about that. So we've been, as a culture, a little parasitic. The good news is that the covenant, the honorable harvest, is something we can go back to. We can renew it. I know that what we hear in the news all the time about our planet and what humanity has done to our planet is at a non-reversible. We're on the teetering edge. Some say we're past that. I do not subscribe to that, because I know there's something bigger than this. I know that there's something bigger than this, and that we have the opportunity, we have the power, and we can have the commitment to do something about it in our own personal lives. So, here's how to come back to the exchange. So we talk about abundance and prosperity in unity, and a colleague once mentioned that the unity teaching about prosperity can start to sound like the universe is a vending machine and prayer is the currency, right? We just pray about it, we pray about it, we pray about it. But the teaching, the deeper teaching, and the one that the Fillmores were actually after, is about circulation, about staying in the flow. I've used this example before. If we breathe in and then never breathe out, we pass out, right? It's about the flow of life, the flow of air, about staying in that flow, about understanding that the divine, the universal mind source gives continuously, without condition, extravagantly. Look around, and that we honor it by passing it on. So let's talk about grocery shopping for a minute. We can't really, I guess we could. We can't really walk through the produce section asking the strawberries for permission. May I buy you? But we can shift into how we move through the world. And it starts with asking a different question. What do I actually need? And what could I give in return? I'm about to sneeze, I think. Maybe not. What do I actually need? And what can I give in return? So that question in itself begins to dismantle so much of our overconsumption of things, of attention, of other people's energy, of our own bodies and time. Because we've been trained to want more than we need, just look around. We have been trained to want more than we need. We're called to get honest about the difference in what we need and what we want. And in a unity, so this is good for the planet, yeah? And in unity, it's also deeply spiritual. Because need and enough are theological concepts. They're about trusting. They're about trusting whether we live inside this giving world, whether we live inside this abundance in the world, or whether we're convinced that things are going to run out and that we won't get what we need. So the question, what can I give in return, is at the heart of sacred exchange. It doesn't require grand gestures. It requires the daily practice, the ordinary, repeated practice of asking, I have been given something here. What is my return offering? What is my exchange? Right? It might be as literal as buying local, or composting, or leaving more than you take from a natural space. It might be as relational as asking someone what they need instead of asking for what you want. Now, I want to be clear that this is a balance, yes? Some of us, and I know this because I have felt it in my own life, is that when we receive a gift, we automatically want to give something back. But not for the reasons that we're talking about here. For reasons that we don't want to owe anybody anything. Right? We don't want to be indebted to someone. It's not about paying a debt. It's about being in the flow, about thinking about what it means to be in the flow. Now, you do with that what you will in terms of your own giving and receiving, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about asking the question, what can I give in return? So we could bring our full attention to whatever's in front of us. That is being in the sacred flow. That is absolutely giving. When we can listen to someone without an agenda and just listen, without formulating our response as they're speaking, what a gift that is. That is an incredible gift. In breeding sweetgrass, Robin tells us that sweetgrass can grow back more abundantly when it is harvested respectfully and with care. The act of harvesting, when done in relationship with the plant rather than through exploitation, can actually encourage its renewal. That's no accident, right? That's the covenant in action. Reciprocal relationship produces more flourishing than extraction, strip mining could ever give. It's true of sweetgrass. It's true of soil. It's true of every relationship we've ever been in. Every relationship we have. From the first lesson, and I probably will relate to this next week as well, Robin's father poured the first cup of coffee into the ground. He gave back. That was his ritual. He gave back his small daily act of return before he had his own coffee. So the honorable harvest scales that gesture up to a whole way of living. A practice of taking only what we need, using what we take, and giving something back. Not because we'll be punished if we don't, because we understand what we're a part of. We are part of the exchange we're in. We are not above it, right? We are not we like to think, or many of us like to think we're grand masters of the universe. Take what we want and let the chips fall where they may. The world has been giving to us without interruption since before we were born. So I invite you, this is the question, the simple question this week is, what can I return? How can I return the offerings of the world? What little thing can I do every day to return, to make a return for the bounty that I have received in my life? And I invite you into that question as well. And I'd like to close with this prayer/claim. If you feel like you'd like to close your eyes, I invite you to do that. And know with me, I am part of a sacred exchange. I receive the gifts of this living world with gratitude. I take only what I truly need and I give back freely and gladly. The more I participate in this holy circulation, the more life flows through me and from me. I am in right relationship with the world that holds me. I claim this truth for each and every one of us. Namaste. Ricky, do we have any kiddos back there? I just want to get a heads up. We do? Okay. All right. They're saying yes, but you might tell them that we're close. And it's time for our celebration of abundance. And here are the ways that you can give to Unity of Stewart, those of you who are online. These links are all underneath the video for both FaceTube, Facebook, and YouTube. And so we invite you to bless bless unity and bless yourself in that reciprocal relationship and being in the flow. And thank you, everyone in the room, for your continued love offerings and online for your continuing love offerings, your tithes, and your gifts. Thank you to our consistent givers. If I could let you know how much it means to us that whether you're here or not, to know that you are supporting the life of Unity of Stewart, it's immeasurable. And if you'd like to become a consistent giver, there are sheets in the seat back in front of you, and you can also talk to May, and she'll help you. We are so grateful for the impact your giving makes on Unity of Stewart's work and know that it goes out to impact the world. And let us just inwardly bless the offering, knowing that these gifts help to transform the world. And let us affirm our prosperity prayer and then our love offering affirmation together. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all of the needs of Unity of Stewart and those we serve are instantly, constantly, and bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good comes to us now. We are grateful. Amen. And our love offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give and receive always in love. Let's sing. Just a reminder to sign up for the Meditation and Healing Circle with Dr. Dave and Mary DeSano in the foyer. And also, as we have been talking about the last few weeks, we are looking to build our hospitality team and just have more hands. As we know, more hands make light work. So with the summer upon us, our snowbirds have flown north, and the rest of us have lots of weekend responsibilities and vacation plans. So let's use this time, if you will, if you want to give back here at Unity of Stewart. You can sign up in the foyer to be part of the hospitality team. And there's schedules out there and ways to serve. So take a look at that, or you can talk to Mary, who is now taken on the leadership of the hospitality thing. Let's appreciate Mary for a moment. All right. Let's see. Oh, and the book circle is continuing. So what I said last week is I think they're in the last chapter of this book, but they're going to start it again. Like they're going to close the cover on the last chapter and then start again on the following week. So if you'd like to be in that as it starts again, I invite you to join us on Tuesdays. What do you think? Are there kids out there? Are they working on it? We talked about Spiritual Coffee House at the music meeting last week. You want to say something about upcoming Spiritual Coffee House?
We weren't going to do one in August, but now we are, but it will be a little different. It's a solo duo spotlight. And why we're doing that is because that means as a band we don't have to practice together. Mm-hmm. So we still have a little bit of a break, but we'll either choose to do a solo piece or partner with one of our bandmates, which means we do have to get together with that other bandmate if we do that. But that will be August 14th, and then we'll come together as a full band September 18th for our regularly scheduled coffee house.
There you go. All right, wonderful, thanks. Good.
And for those of you who've never been, again, it's a concert that we do. It's in a church, but we don't play church music for that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Songs that you know and love.
And some original songs, I imagine.
Yes,
for
some
the,
original songs
yeah.
as well. In
Yeah.
fact, at the solo spotlight, there might be some original
Yeah.
songs. So we appreciate all your support. Every dollar raised goes to Unity. The last couple have raised $600 roughly.
Yeah.
So we love doing it, and we love to have your support when you come and listen.
All right, since I don't see kiddos out there anymore yet, one other thing that I'd like to bring your attention to is that in probably September, I'm going to do I'm not sure if it's going to be a one-off workshop or if it's going to be a class. I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be about, this may or may not be the title, how to deconstruct from traditional religion the Unity way. And so keep an eye out for that, and just to kind of adapt to life and the spiritual life, certainly if you've been raised in another tradition. And so keep an eye out for that. And then sometime in the fall, I'm going to do a one-day women's retreat just here at Unity of Stewart. So I want to just put that out in your minds so that you can join me in just like lifting that up and holding the space for that for us all. There must be deep in thought back there. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything going on they want to tell us about? Let's see. Anybody else leaving to go on vacation after today? Well, we have Mark and Maureen here from Montreal just for the week, and so they're back for a little while. Diane, what do you got?
I'm leaving next Sunday for the summer.
Oh, fine. Be that way.
And Reverend Jude, Audrey just said she had talked to the kids and they didn't plan on coming in. So
Oh, they didn't plan on coming in.
Saw Ricky say no.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the second week in a row. I might have to do a talking to those kiddos. Oh, of course. Then we give them the grace. All right, let's stand and sing to them anyway.
2, 3, 4.
We love you. We bless you. We truly, truly appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you.
Let's affirm the prayer for protection and the peace song together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power.
The presence of God
Watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine. Let's sing about it.
With God as creator.
show you the walking bass line for this little light of mine. You can do it. I mean, it's